I'm underneath my truck at 11:30 on a Tuesday night, knuckles bleeding, when I hear my wife's voice drift through the open kitchen window above me. "He'll never figure it out, babe. He's still fixing things for me like a good little handyman." Her laugh, that crystalline sound that once made my chest tight, now cuts through the October air like broken glass. I freeze, wrench in hand, oil dripping onto my forehead. The streetlight flickers above, casting shadows across our Victorian house's peeling paint. Welcome to the American dream. Population, one idiot who believed in it. "Dylan, stop," Vanessa continues, her voice dropping to that breathy whisper I haven't heard directed at me in 2 years. "He's outside, but honestly, he's so oblivious. Last week I left my phone unlocked on the counter. He walked right past it. My name is Alex Foster. I'm 42 years old. I run Foster Home Renovations, a small but respectable business I built from nothing after my father drank himself to death. I've been married to Vanessa Langley Foster for 18 years. We have a daughter, Chloe, who just turned 17. And apparently, I'm the punchline to my own life." I slide out from under the truck slowly, carefully. My hands are shaking, not from anger yet, but from that peculiar clarity that comes when your world tilts sideways. Everything looks the same. The cracked driveway I keep meaning to repave, Mrs. Dorsey's porch light across the street, the maple tree Chloe used to climb. But it's all different now, like someone adjusted the color saturation on reality. Vanessa's still talking. "Tomorrow night, same place. Wear that thing I bought you." A pause. "God, I can't wait to get out of this house, away from him and his constant fixing and his sad little business stories." I walk to my truck's cab, open it quietly, and pull out the emergency bourbon I keep under the seat. Take a long pull. The burn feels appropriate. Here's what you need to understand about my wife. Vanessa is beautiful in that calculated way that takes work. Yoga at 5 a.m., kale smoothies, a skincare routine that costs more than my truck payment. She's a PR executive at Hartwell Communications downtown, recently promoted to senior account manager. She wears power suits and heels that click authoritatively on hardwood floors. She's the daughter of Gerald Langley, who owns 3 car dealerships across New England, and never lets me forget that his little girl married down. And apparently she's sleeping with someone named Dylan. I should storm inside, confront her, demand answers. That's what happens in movies. Instead, I sit in my truck, engine off, and think. Because here's the thing about being underestimated your whole life. You learn to use it. People see the blue-collar guy with the tool belt and assume there's nothing upstairs but measurements and lumber calculations. They forget that running a business requires strategy, planning, patience. You don't survive in home renovation by being stupid. You survive by being 3 steps ahead of every contractor trying to screw you, every client trying to lowball you, every inspector looking for bribes. My phone buzzes. Text from Pete O'Reilly, owner of Riverside Bar and my closest friend. "You coming by? Got something to show you." "Other Z," I text back. "Tomorrow. Got some thinking to do." Other Ogden. The kitchen light goes off. Vanessa's footsteps cross the floor above. Our bedroom. Our bed. I wonder if she's texting Dylan right now, lying in sheets I paid for, planning their next meeting. I finish the bourbon and make a decision. If they want to play games, I'll play. But I'm changing the rules. Wo Parisi. Wo Paris. Wam changing the rules. Bediovi. Ganaisian. Vanessa's already gone. 6 a.m. yoga class, or so her calendar says. Chloe's eating cereal at the kitchen counter, scrolling through her phone with that teenage intensity that suggests the world might end if she looks away. "Morning, kiddo," I say, pouring coffee that smells like burnt disappointment. "Dad, you slept on the couch again." She doesn't look up. Mom's pissed. When isn't she? Now Chloe glances at me, and I see something in her face. Concern? Knowledge? At 17, she's caught between childhood and whatever comes next. All sharp angles, and her mother's cheekbones. "Are you guys okay?" she asks. "We're fine, honey. Just working through some stuff." She nods, but I can tell she doesn't believe me. Smart kid. Gets that from me, I'd like to think, though Vanessa would disagree. After Chloe leaves for school, I do something I've never done before. I search the house. It takes me 20 minutes to find the burner phone, tucked in the back of Vanessa's underwear drawer, beneath silk and lace I haven't seen her wear in years. It's a cheap Android, no lock screen. I power it on. The messages load like a punch to the gut, one after another. "Dylan, last night was incredible. When can I see you again?" Vanessa, "Tomorrow. He has a job site inspection until 6. We have time." Dylan, "Your husband really doesn't know?" Vanessa, "Alex, please. He's too busy trying to save his failing business. Besides, he's not exactly the suspicious type. more the doormat type. Dylan, you deserve better. Someone who can actually provide for you. Vanessa, I know, baby. Soon. I'm working on it. I photograph every message, every photo, and there are photos, the kind that make my hands shake and my vision blur. I email them to myself from a new account I create right there, sitting on my bedroom floor, surrounded by my wife's expensive clothes and cheap lies. Then I put the phone back exactly where I found it. My own phone rings. Gerald Langley, my father-in-law. Of course. Alex, we need to talk about Thanksgiving. Good morning to you too, Gerald. Marjorie wants to host at the house. We're expecting you to be on your best behavior. Last year's comments about my business practices were inappropriate. Last year I'd pointed out that price gouging customers on financing was technically legal, but morally bankrupt. Gerald had not been amused. I'll try to contain myself, I say. See that you do. Vanessa's career is taking off. We don't need you dragging her down with your blue-collar attitude. Funny, I thought marriage was supposed to be a partnership. Partnership. Gerald laughs, that booming sound that fills car dealership showrooms and boardrooms alike. Son, you're a tradesman. Vanessa's a professional. There's a difference. The sooner you accept your place, the happier everyone will be. He hangs up before I can respond. I stand in my bedroom, our bedroom, and look around. The king-size bed with its expensive sheets. The walk-in closet Vanessa demanded I build, where her clothes take up 90% of the space. The ensuite bathroom with the rainfall shower she insisted on, though I still use the hall bathroom because hers is too nice for work grime. This is my house. I bought it with money I earned. I renovated every room with my own hands. I built the deck, refinished the floors, updated the electrical, replaced the roof. But somehow, I'm just the help. My phone buzzes again. Pete, seriously, man, come by tonight. Important. I text back. I'll be there. Muy feet. Riverside Bar sits on the edge of the old industrial district, where factories used to make textiles before they moved production overseas. Now it's all crumbling brick and broken windows, except for Pete's place. He bought the building 15 years ago, back when he was still boxing professionally, before the hand injury ended his career. Now he runs a bar on the first floor and a boxing gym on the second, training kids from the neighborhood who need somewhere to put their anger that isn't the streets. I've been coming here since Vanessa and I first started having problems, which, I'm realizing now, was probably longer ago than I thought. Pete's behind the bar when I walk in, polishing glasses with methodical precision. He's 50, built like a fire hydrant, with scar tissue around his eyes and hands that could crush walnuts. He's also the most loyal friend I've ever had. You look like hell, he says by way of greeting. Feel worse. I slide onto a stool. What have you got for me? Pete reaches under the bar and pulls out a USB drive. Remember how I told you I installed security cameras after that break-in last month? Yeah. Well, they cover the whole block, including the parking lot of that motel across the street. He slides the drive toward me. Thought you might want to see who's been checking in there regularly. Tuesday and Thursday nights, like clockwork. I stare at the drive like it might bite me. You sure you want to know? Pete asks gently. I already know. I just need proof. Proof for what? Haven't decided yet. I take the drive home and plug it into my laptop. The footage is time-stamped, organized by date. I skip to last Tuesday, fast forward through hours of empty parking lot, and then, there, Vanessa's silver Lexus, the one Gerald bought her for her last promotion, pulling into the lot at 7:15 p.m. She gets out, checks her hair in the side mirror, and walks to room 117. 2 minutes later, a black BMW pulls up. A man gets out, tall, muscular, that gym body build that screams personal trainer or ex-athlete. He's wearing designer jeans and a tight shirt that shows off his physique. This must be Dylan, he knocks. Vanessa opens the door. They kiss, not a peck, but the kind of kiss that makes intentions clear. Then the door closes. They emerge 2 hours later, Vanessa's hair messed up, both of them laughing. Dylan slaps her ass as she walks to her car. She blows him a kiss. I watch this 3 times, making sure I'm not missing anything, not misinterpreting. But there's no ambiguity here. This is exactly what it looks like. I copy the footage to my own drive, then dig deeper into the files. Pete's cameras have been recording for 6 weeks. I find 8 separate visits. 8 times my wife drove across town to sleep with this man while I was working late or meeting with clients or trying to save the business she apparently thinks is failing. The business that pays for her car, her clothes, our mortgage, Chloe's private school tuition. My phone rings. Vanessa. Where are you? She demands. You were supposed to pick up dinner. Got held up at a job site. I'll grab something on the way home. Well, hurry up. I have a conference call at 8, and I need to eat first. Sure thing, honey. I stop at the Chinese place Vanessa likes, order her favorite dishes, and drive home. When I arrive, she's in the living room, laptop open, looking polished and professional in yoga pants and a cashmere sweater. She barely glances at me. Took you long enough, she says. Traffic. I set the food on the coffee table. How was your day? Exhausting. We're pitching a major client tomorrow, and Rebecca can't get the presentation right. I swear, I do everything at that office. Sounds tough. You have no idea. She opens a container of lo mein. How's your little project going? The kitchen remodel on Elm Street? Fine. Should be done by Friday. Good. We need the money. Chloe's tuition is due next month. I sit down across from her, watching her eat, watching her perform this pantomime of normalcy. She has no idea I know. No idea I've seen the messages, the footage, the evidence of her double life. Vanessa, I say carefully, are you happy? She looks up, surprised. What kind of question is that? A simple one. I'm fine, Alex. Why? Just wondering. We don't talk much anymore. We're talking now. She returns to her food. Look, I'm stressed about work. Can we not do the heavy relationship conversation tonight? Sure, no problem. She finishes eating, takes her conference call in the bedroom, and I sit in the living room, planning. Because here's what I've learned in 18 years of marriage and 20 years of running a business. Revenge is a dish best served with preparation. You don't just swing a hammer wildly. You measure twice, cut once. You plan for contingencies. You anticipate reactions. And you make sure that when everything falls apart, you're the only one left standing. Thursday morning, I wake up early and do something else I've never done. I follow my wife. She leaves at 5:30 for yoga, like always. I give her a 5-minute head start, then tail her Lexus through the empty streets. Sure enough, she drives right past the yoga studio and heads downtown, parking in front of a luxury condo building I recognize, Dylan's place, according to the address I found on his business card. He's a real estate agent, apparently. Sells high-end properties to people with more money than sense. Vanessa uses a key to enter the building. She doesn't come out until 7:15, just in time to finish yoga and head to work. I take photos of everything. Her car, the building, the timestamps. Then I drive to my job site on Elm Street, where I'm renovating a kitchen for the Hendersons, a nice retired couple who pay on time, and bring me coffee. You look tired, Alex, Mrs. Henderson says when I arrive. Long week, I tell her. Well, the kitchen's looking beautiful. We're so pleased. I spend the day installing cabinets, losing myself in the precision of the work. There's something honest about construction. You measure, you cut, you fit. If something's wrong, you can see it immediately. Not like relationships, where everything looks fine on the surface while rot spreads underneath. My phone buzzes constantly. Text from Vanessa. Don't forget Chloe has a school event tonight, 7 p.m. Try not to embarrass us. Oh, the event is a fundraiser for the athletics department, held in the school gymnasium. I arrive at 6:45, wearing clean jeans and a button-down shirt, my version of formal wear. The gym is decorated with balloons and banners, tables set up with baked goods and raffle prizes. Parents mill around in clusters, drinking punch and making small talk about college applications and SAT scores. Oh, I spot Vanessa immediately. She's wearing a red dress that probably cost more than my truck payment, talking to a group of other mothers with that bright, performative enthusiasm she reserves for public appearances. Next to her, laughing at something she said, is Dylan. He's even more impressive in person. 6'2", broad shoulders, perfect teeth. He's wearing slacks and a polo shirt that shows off his biceps. Several mothers are eyeing him appreciatively. I walk over, carrying a cup of punch that tastes like disappointment and artificial sweetener. Alex! Vanessa's voice is brittle. You made it. Everyone, this is my husband Alex. He runs a renovation business. The way she says renovation business makes it sound like I collect garbage for a living. Nice to meet you all, I say, extending my hand to Dylan. And you are? Dylan Parker. His grip is firm, competitive. I'm a real estate agent. I've been helping Vanessa look at investment properties. Investment properties, I repeat. That's interesting. I didn't know we were investing in real estate. Vanessa's smile tightens. It's just preliminary research, honey. Nothing serious. Well, if you need any renovation estimates, I'm happy to help. I turn to Dylan. What kind of properties are you showing my wife? Mostly downtown condos. The market's hot right now. His smile is too confident, too comfortable. Vanessa has excellent taste, very particular about what she wants. Yes, I say slowly. She certainly is particular. One of the other mothers, Karen something, I think, jumps in. Dylan just sold the Pritchard mansion on Hilltop Drive. $15 million. Can you imagine? Wow, I say. That's impressive. Must keep you busy. Lots of late nights showing properties? Dylan's smile falters slightly. It's demanding work, but rewarding. I bet. I take a sip of punch, maintaining eye contact. Do you work Tuesday and Thursday evenings? Those seem like odd times for showings. Vanessa's hand grips my arm, nails digging in. Alex, Chloe's about to perform. We should find seats. Of course, I nod to Dylan. Nice meeting you. Maybe we'll run into each other again. Looking forward to it, he says, but his eyes are wary now. We find seats near the front. Vanessa leans close, her voice low and venomous. What the hell was that? What was what? You were being hostile. I was being friendly, making conversation. You were interrogating him. Was I? I turned to face her fully. Or maybe I'm just curious about the man who's helping my wife look at investment properties I've never heard about. You're being paranoid. Am I? Yes, just like your father. Always suspicious, always assuming the worst. There it is, the comparison to my dad, the drunk who saw conspiracies in every shadow. Vanessa knows this hits deep, and she wields it like a scalpel. My father was a lot of things, I say quietly. But he wasn't stupid. Chloe's performance saves us from continuing. She's playing violin in the school orchestra, and she's actually good, focused, precise, lost in the music. For a few minutes, I forget about Vanessa and Dylan and Gerald and everything else. I just watch my daughter play, and I feel something crack inside my chest. After the performance, we mingle. I notice Dylan talking to several other mothers, working the room like the salesman he is. Vanessa drifts toward him, and I watch them, the casual touches, the lingering eye contact, the way they orbit each other like planets. Then I see something that makes my blood run cold. Chloe, standing near the refreshment table, watching her mother and Dylan with an expression I can't quite read. She looks confused, maybe hurt. Then she sees me watching her, and her face goes blank. She knows, or at least suspects. I walk over to her. Hey kiddo, you were amazing tonight.
Thanks, Dad.
She's not meeting my eyes. You okay? Fine. Chloe, I said I'm fine. She grabs a cookie and walks away, leaving me standing alone by the punch bowl, watching my family disintegrate in real time. That night, after Vanessa falls asleep, I go back to the burner phone. There are new messages. Dylan, your husband was weird tonight. Does he know something? Vanessa, no. He's just being insecure. I'll handle it. Dylan, you sure? He was asking about Tuesday and Thursday. Vanessa, Dylan, relax. Alex is clueless. He always has been. Why do you think I married him? I needed stable and boring while I built my career. Now I'm ready for exciting. Dylan, when are you leaving him? Vanessa, soon. I'm documenting everything. His mood swings, his drinking, his paranoia. My lawyer says I can get full custody of Chloe, and probably the house if I can prove he's unstable. Dylan, smart. I love how your mind works. Vanessa, I learned from the best. My father taught me to always have an exit strategy. I read this exchange 3 times, each word burning itself into my brain. She's not just cheating. She's planning to destroy me, take my daughter, take my home, and paint me as the villain in the process. I photograph everything, back up the backup, and put the phone back. Then I go to my laptop and start researching divorce lawyers, private investigators, and property law. If Vanessa wants to play strategic, I'll show her what strategy really looks like. But first, I need to know more about Dylan Parker. But I fund. Friday morning, I skip the job site and drive to Dylan's office, Parker Premium Properties, located in a gleaming downtown building with a fountain out front. The lobby is all marble and chrome, the kind of place designed to intimidate people like me. I take the elevator to the 3rd floor and walk into Dylan's office. The receptionist, a young woman with perfect makeup and a practiced smile, looks up. Can I help you? I'm here to see Dylan Parker. I'm interested in purchasing a property. Do you have an appointment? No, but I'm happy to wait. She makes a call, murmurs something I can't hear, then nods. He can see you in 15 minutes. Please have a seat. But I sit in the waiting area, flipping through glossy magazines full of houses I'll never afford. Exactly 14 minutes later, Dylan emerges from his office, hand extended. Mr. Foster, Alex Foster. I shake his hand, watching recognition dawn in his eyes. Oh, Vanessa's husband. He recovers quickly. maintaining his professional smile. What can I do for you? I'm interested in investment properties. Vanessa mentioned you're the best in the business. She's too kind. He gestures to his office. Please, come in. His office is exactly what I expected. Expensive desk, leather chairs, photos of luxury properties on the walls. There's also a photo of Dylan on a basketball court, mid-dunk, wearing a college uniform. Former athlete, just like I thought. So, Dylan says, settling behind his desk. What kind of property are you looking for? Something downtown. A condo, maybe? Good investment potential. I lean back, casual. Vanessa showed me some places you recommended. The one on Riverside Drive looked nice. Riverside Drive? He frowned slightly. I don't recall showing Vanessa anything on Riverside. Really? Maybe I'm thinking of a different street. There are so many. I pull out my phone, pretending to check notes. You've been working with her for a few months now, right? About 6 weeks, actually, though we've only had a couple of consultations. Huh, funny. She's been going to meetings with you every Tuesday and Thursday. His face goes carefully neutral. I think there might be some confusion. Is there? I lean forward. Because I have security footage of my wife's car parked at the Riverside Motel every Tuesday and Thursday for the past 6 weeks. And I have your car parked right next to hers. The color drains from his face. Now, I continue, my voice pleasant, we can handle this 2 ways. You can keep lying, and I can send this footage to your boss, your clients, and every real estate board in the state. Or you can be honest with me. Dylan's jaw works. Look, man, I didn't know she was married at first. She wears a wedding ring. Okay, fine, I knew. But she said the marriage was over, that you were separated, that she was just waiting for the paperwork, and you believed her. She was convincing. He runs his hands through his hair. Jesus, what do you want from me? Information. How long has this been going on? 2 months. Maybe 3. Where do you meet besides the motel? My place, mostly. Sometimes hotels when we travel for her work conferences. Has she mentioned leaving me? Dylan hesitates, then nods. She talks about it all the time. Says she's building a case against you, documenting everything so she can get custody of your daughter and keep the house. What else? She says her father will help her, that he has lawyers who can make your life hell. Dylan looks miserable now, all his confidence gone. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean for this to happen. It just, save it. I stand. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to end things with my wife, today. And you're going to tell her it's because you met someone else, not because I confronted you. If you mention this conversation, I will destroy your career. Understood? He nods frantically. Good. I head for the door, then pause. One more thing. That BMW you drive. You should probably park it somewhere safer. This city has a lot of crime. I leave him sitting there, pale and shaking, and I feel nothing. No anger, no satisfaction, just cold, calculating clarity. That night, Vanessa comes home late, claiming she had to work through dinner. She's distracted, checking her phone constantly. Around 9, she goes to the bedroom and closes the door. I hear her voice through the wall, angry, pleading. 20 minutes later, she emerges, eyes red. What's wrong? I ask, all concern. Nothing, just work stress. You sure? I said it's nothing. She storms past me to the kitchen, pours a large glass of wine, and drinks half of it in one gulp. I give her space, waiting. Around 10, her phone buzzes. She reads the message, and her face crumples. Then she's crying, real, ugly sobs that shake her whole body. I should feel vindicated. Instead, I just feel tired. Vanessa, I say gently, what happened? Dylan broke up with me. The words tumble out before she can stop them. Then she freezes, realizing what she's said. We stare at each other across the kitchen, the truth finally naked between us. I know, I say quietly. I've known for weeks. Her face cycles through emotions, shock, fear, anger, calculation. Finally, she lands on defiance. So what? You think you're so perfect? You're a failure, Alex. A blue-collar nobody who can barely keep his business afloat. I settled for you, and I've regretted it every single day. Is that what you tell yourself? It's the truth. You're boring. You're predictable. You're everything I don't want. Then why stay? Because I'm not stupid. I needed stability while I built my career. And now that I have it, I don't need you anymore. She's vicious now, all pretense gone. My lawyer is going to take you apart. You'll lose Chloe, lose this house, lose everything. My father will make sure of it. Will he? Yes, because that's what happens to people who don't know their place. I nod slowly, pulling out my phone. You should probably see this. I show her the photos, the messages from the burner phone, The motel footage, the timestamps, everything. Her face goes white. Where did you? Doesn't matter. What matters is I have evidence of your affair, your plans to falsely claim I'm unstable, and your intention to commit fraud in the divorce proceedings. Any lawyer worth their fee will tear you apart with this. You bastard. No, Vanessa. I'm just someone who learned to plan ahead. I pocket my phone. Here's what's going to happen. We're getting divorced. I'm keeping the house. I built it, I paid for it. We'll share custody of Chloe. And you're going to agree to all of this, because if you don't, I'll make sure everyone, your boss, your clients, your father, everyone, sees exactly who you really are. You wouldn't dare. Try me. We stand there, two people who once loved each other, now just enemies in the same house. I want you out, she finally says. Tonight, this is my house. Then I'm leaving. She grabs her purse and keys. Don't wait up. She slams the door hard enough to rattle the windows. I hear her car start, then fade into the distance. I pour myself a bourbon and sit in the living room, surrounded by furniture we picked out together, photos of happier times on the walls. Somewhere upstairs, Chloe's music is playing. She's pretending to be asleep, but I know she heard everything. My phone buzzes. Text from Pete. You okay, man? I text back. Getting there? Because the truth is, I'm not okay, but I will be. And before this is over, everyone who underestimated me is going to learn a very important lesson. Never mistake patience for weakness. Saturday morning brings an unexpected visitor, Gerald Langley, standing on my porch at 8 a.m., looking like he owns the world and I'm just renting space in it. We need to talk, he says, pushing past me into the house. Good morning to you too, Gerald. Coffee? This isn't a social call. He turns to face me, and I see where Vanessa gets her cold calculation. My daughter called me last night, hysterical. Said you're threatening her, blackmailing her, trying to steal her child. That's an interesting interpretation of events. Don't play games with me, boy. I've been destroying men like you since before you were born. Men like me, I repeat. You mean men who work for a living? Men who don't cheat on their wives? His face darkens. Watch your mouth. Or what? You'll cut me off from the family money I've never taken? You'll ruin the business I built without your help? I cross my arms. Gerald, you've been holding your money over my head for 18 years. But here's the thing. I never wanted it. I wanted your daughter. Turns out, she's just like you. Vanessa is a success. She's going places. You're an anchor around her neck. Is that what she told you? Did she mention she's been sleeping with her real estate agent for the past 3 months? Or that she was planning to fabricate evidence against me to take Chloe? You're lying. I pull out my phone and show him the messages. Watch his face as he reads his daughter's words, sees the photos, confronts the reality he's been ignoring. This doesn't prove anything, he finally says, but his voice lacks conviction. It proves she's a liar and a cheat, just like you. What did you say? You heard me. I'm done playing nice. You think I don't know about your mistresses? The secretary you keep in an apartment on 5th Street? The hostess from your country club? I've seen the receipts, Gerald. I've seen the hotel charges on the business credit cards. I know exactly what kind of man you are. He steps closer, trying to intimidate me with his size and presence. But I've been intimidated by better men than Gerald Langley. If you think you can blackmail me, I'm not blackmailing anyone. I'm just stating facts. I meet his glare. Here's what's going to happen. Vanessa and I are getting divorced. It's going to be fair and equitable. You're going to stay out of it. And if you try to interfere, if you try to use your money or your lawyers to hurt me, I will make sure Marjorie sees everything I have on you. His wife. His perfect, socialite wife who's been playing the devoted spouse for 40 years, while Gerald screwed his way through New England. You wouldn't. Try me. We stand there, two men who've hated each other for years, finally being honest about it. Vanessa was right about you, Gerald says quietly. You're not good enough for her. You never were. Maybe not. But at least I'm honest. I open the front door. Now get out of my house. He leaves without another word. But I know this isn't over. Men like Gerald don't accept defeat. They regroup and attack from a different angle. I'm counting on it. Monday morning, I get a call from a lawyer named Jennifer Kravitz. She's been recommended by Pete, who knows people who know people. Her office is in a modest building downtown. Nothing like the glass towers where Gerald's lawyers work. Mr. Foster, she says, shaking my hand. Pete speaks highly of you. He's a good friend. Let's talk about your situation. She listens while I explain everything. Vanessa's affair, Gerald's threats, my evidence. She takes notes, asks sharp questions, and nods occasionally. You've built a solid case, she finally says. The evidence is clear. In a no-fault state, the affair doesn't matter for the divorce itself, but it absolutely matters for custody and asset division, especially given her plans to fabricate claims against you. What are my chances? Good. Very good, actually. You own the house outright. You've been the primary breadwinner, and you have documentation of her intent to commit fraud. We can push for 50-50 custody, maybe more. I don't want to hurt Chloe. I understand, but Mr. Foster, you need to protect yourself. Vanessa has resources, her father's money, his lawyers. They're going to come at you hard. Let them. She studies me for a moment. You're angrier than you're showing. I'm furious, but anger without strategy is just noise. Smart, she stands. I'll draw up the papers. In the meantime, document everything. Every interaction with Vanessa, every expense, every conversation. If Gerald contacts you again, record it if you can. Massachusetts is a one-party consent state. You're allowed to record conversations you're part of. I leave her office feeling something I haven't felt in weeks: hope. That night, I go to Pete's bar. It's Monday, so the place is quiet. A few regulars nursing beers, the TV showing a baseball game nobody's watching. Pete's behind the bar, and he pours me a bourbon without asking. Jennifer's good people, he says. Thanks for the referral. How's Chloe handling everything? She's not talking to me. Vanessa's been filling her head with lies about how I'm trying to destroy the family. Kids are smart. She'll figure it out. I hope so. I take a drink. Pete, can I ask you something? Shoot. How did you know? About the motel footage. He's quiet for a moment, wiping down the bar. I didn't. Not for sure. But I've seen you coming in here for 2 years, looking more beaten down every time. And I've seen Vanessa around town with that guy, acting like you don't exist. Didn't take a genius to put it together. Why didn't you say something? Would you have believed me? He's right. I wouldn't have. I would have defended Vanessa, made excuses, convinced myself I was being paranoid. Thanks, I say, for the footage, for everything. That's what friends do. He refills my glass. Now, you want to hit the heavy bag upstairs? You look like you need to punch something. Yeah, I do. We go up to the gym, and I spend an hour beating the hell out of a leather bag, imagining it's Gerald's face, Dylan's face, Vanessa's lies. Pete watches, calling out corrections to my form. And by